Are y'all ready to make some money? Let's do it. All right. I'm back home, man, in the studio. The OddsJam studio here in Illinois. All right, it's time to go, man. Time to go. We got your quick fix for sports betting right here. Bob and Mike, the Sports Nuts. We are here. I'm just excited, man. I'm excited to be here. All right, look. Get 20% off any new OddsJam subscription. Use the following codes, Bob20 or Mike20. And I got a little special thing to show you here in a few minutes that you're really going to like. But more than anything, Mike, we made it to 1,000 subscribers. All right. We just hit okay.
Cheers to you on that. I'll have a sip of Dr. Pepper.
But you can continue to subscribe to this channel if you would. It would be fantastic. We would love it. All right. Got a little thing to share with you here, folks. This is a calendar for PointsBet daily in March. There are odds boosts for first basket, and there are same game parlay free bet drops. There's something going every day, folks. We've got the link below for PointsBet. All right. It's in the description on the YouTube channel, or if you're on Facebook, you'll actually find that description down there too. You'll see the link. Click on it. If you're not in PointsBet, you should get there now. If you are in PointsBet, email me, bob@oddsjam.com or mike@oddsjam.com, and we'll put you in touch with our VIP rep. Go there now. PointsBet is kicking butt in March. Now, speaking of kicking butt, I've already got a ton of people here that we're going to get to. But before we do, let's bring on Randall, because Randall is here. Yeah, and he is ready, folks. We're going to talk a little XFL football, but Sneak Peek Leaks is here. He's ready for a prize pick. I am too. Let's make some money. Greg Voice is here. How you doing, Greg? How is your voice? Ben, let's go. We're taking no prisoners tonight. Anthony, let's go. Just saying I was special, number 1,000.
Awesome.
Right. That's cool. And Tony Feuds is here. Hey, Tony, what's up? I told Mike I would cook up something for the night. The meal is ready.
And I'm hungry, so let's roll.
And look who's here. Congrats on 1K. It's Jordan. I think I've been here since less than 50.
That is true.
I think no more 2019 Bud Lights. That was terrible. And Anthony says, Randall goated. There you go, Randall. We goated. By the way, Randall, did you see Jabari last night?
I did. I watched. Well, I didn't watch it live.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I did. I think I commented, but then I went back and watched it because I didn't watch the whole thing. I told my daughter we'd go outside and play. It was a nice day here yesterday, Bob.
Right. Jabari did a very good job. Our guest this week, we had Tony on Monday, Joe Madden on Tuesday, Jabari last night. They've done really good. Not to put any extra pressure on you, but I mean, you gotta come through here, baby. Come on.
Well, the bad thing. I mean, you brought me on to talk XFL, and they my sheet that I use for the graphics, the XFL didn't tweet it out, so I didn't have time to manually make one. So it's all Notepad in the MacBook here. So we'll just go through it that way, and then I'll get it tweeted out. But I'm no fancy graphic this week, which actually not a lot of value this week at all. But we can go through the games nonetheless and see what we can find.
Yeah. Oh my God, Jonathan, almost a 9-leg parlay smash. Avalanche lost it for him. They lost the winning streak last night, but he's back at it. And Ben, I got an F1 banger for later if you want it. We want everything you got. And
yeah, I'll back up the pickup for that. Let's roll, man.
Jacob is enjoying a beer for the 1K subs. Great work, fellas. Hey, listen, thank you. But I want to say, Jordan and Jacob were in Detroit the other night. Did you guys hook up? I never heard anything about that. And of course, if you have pictures of the two of you together, you got to send it to me so we can put it on the show, man. Put it on Twitter and pop you guys up. So, Randall, the Battlehawks play again week.
They do.
And we're excited about this game because they have a shot. They got a shot at going 3-0 heading into their first home game. To win the first 3 games on the road would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the tough part here is, 3 road games in a row. Very, very tough to do. I mean, granted, all these teams are traveling. Let's be honest. The hub is, in San Antonio, and they're obviously, DC. Where did DC play last week? They played at Vegas. They played their home game, the time before. So, there's a lot going into this being St. Louis's, third road game in a row. But honestly, look at DC and look at the schedule that St. Louis has played. DC played a home game they had to travel to week 1. Week 2, they traveled to Vegas. Week 3, they're traveling back to DC. The Battlehawks, they've stayed in Texas, their first game. Their second game was, obviously in Seattle. Their third game is going to be in DC. So it's catching a lot of just steam and a lot of talk on Twitter and these XFL podcasts that I listen to of, this is such a tough spot for St. Louis. It's third road game in a row, but I don't know. To me, it's their second road game in a row. I don't count the first one as a road game. What they do, get on a bus and travel a couple hundred miles. That's not, I don't see that as a road game. Now, I see it more as 3 road games in a row for DC. Like I said, all these teams are traveling. And so, this game's interesting. The Battlehawks fan in me says, we have to take St. Louis here. I would love for them to be 3-0 heading into the Dome. Not to look ahead to week 4 in the XFL, but Battlehawks money line in week 4 of the XFL is about as bet as much as you want to win as you're going to get, because that place is going to have over 30,000 fans. But they're playing Arlington, and they could be a 5.5, 6 point favorite in that game because Arlington's not very good. Very surprised to see them laying 8.5 this week against Orlando, but we'll get into that game here in just a second. But back to DC and St. Louis, I made this game a pick'em. I don't think that there's that much of an advantage to, the quote unquote third home game or third road game or whatever you want to call it for St. Louis. So the books make this line 2.5. You can actually get right now at FanDuel plus 3.5 on the Battlehawks. So ton of value there. The only thing I don't like about St. Louis in this spot is they've had 2 miracle wins. Shouldn't have won either game. You could argue, they probably should be 0-2. But they're not. So I think St. Louis plus 3.5 minus 120 on FanDuel is actually a pretty solid bet. And one that I'm probably going to lock in. I would say if you're going to bet that, it's minus 120. Pinnacle has this line too. So, if you're going off Pinnacle, St. Louis plus 3.5 is a solid play. So I do like that. I make it a pick 'em. Seattle and Vegas, we've talked about this before. The Vegas, the optics, the TV presentation, absolutely horrible. Not a fan of watching games in Vegas. In fact, not looking forward to watching this game at all. It's just a terrible place to watch a football game. So this line, though, I made Seattle minus 3.5 was my line on this game. And it's exactly that. It's Seattle minus 3.5. So no value there in that game. Jumping to the Arlington game against Orlando. This Orlando team, though they're horrible, but they've got a lot of issues. I saw today that they kicked off the third string quarterback for sharing his playbook with a player from San Antonio last week. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if it's a rumor, but that's not good for the league if that's the case. So he's been kicked off. I mean, you heard the coach. I can't even think of his name now. Lost it. You heard him at halftime last week. I mean, he said these guys are playing hard. We need to find guys that can play. I mean, it sounds like just a total dumpster fire down in Orlando. But I mean, I don't know how Arlington's laying 8.5 in this game. I mean, they had 149 yards last week against Houston. We obviously had them in that game, but all of their points came from turnovers. I don't know. I mean, Orlando's bad, but I made this line 6.5. It's 8.5. I mean, if you wanted to take the value with Orlando at 8.5, I guess you could, but there's no way I'm taking this team. I think it's a total dumpster fire. I think that, I mean, there's maybe a realistic chance. I mean,
they'll fold?
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know if they'll fold, but I mean, I think there's a realistic chance this year that Vegas or Orlando could go winless. I mean, one of the two. I mean, I'm assuming they play each other, but I think one of them could go winless. I mean, these are two bad football teams. I mean, I was dead wrong about Vegas. So in that game, total pass, and then Houston, San Antonio. I made that line Houston minus 3.5. It's 3.5 on FanDuel. It's 4.5 on MGM and Caesars. Not really looking to play that game. I faded Houston last week. I mean, they're very solid defensively. Offensively, I mean, they would have dominated. Who was it last week that they played? Arlington, but they kept turning the ball over. So San Antonio, though, I mean, they look good. They have a solid, they've got a solid defense. But I guess if we got to make one play, Bob, we're gonna go with the Battlehawks plus 3.5, minus 1. I do worry about the run defense. That is not a strength. But if they can get Brian Hill going, he's back this week from injury.
Right.
And they can control the game a little bit. I think they've got a chance. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Washington is going to be rocking. Those fans are going to be nuts. But they don't have anything on us in St. Louis. We'll show them a real home field advantage when they come to town on March 18th. So in the whole world.
Guy. Hold on a second. He's sounding like a fan. You know how many times I've heard, "Oh man, I just bet the game. I don't root for anybody." You're sounding like a real fan right now.
I'm a fan of this team. I'm not a fan of many teams. I mean, this Saints garbage behind me. I mean, I could care less about them, but I am a fan of the Battlehawks, Bob.
Okay. All right. Look, I got to get to a couple things. Ben said he had a Formula One. Aston Martin looked amazing in testing. Big jump this year. Should be a clear 4th or 5th team through the year. Sunday in the first race, and it's their chance to try and podium. Jordan likes it. They will push all in. No, listen to this. We're talking Formula One racing here on this show, guys, and XFL football. My goodness, how versatile can you get? Stand a good shot to podium. Take Fernando Alonso to podium at plus 225 on DraftKings. I'm jumping on that. Scotty is here. Tony, any straight up winners? Here we go. Max should be outright winner first race, but Ferrari is looking very good. And Greg Voice, our buddy, Randall, here's what I like for week 3 in the XFL. Seattle minus 3.5, Battlehawks plus 3, Arlington minus 8.5, and Houston minus 3.5. Also betting the Battlehawks money line. Caca!
Greg's been crushing it. This Formula One talk's over my head, man. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. No, Red Bull looks too dominant. Race 1, Max Verstappen will be looking to finish first to make up for the loss last year. Wow, Ben, you are a source of Formula One. Well, you're like a Formula One guru, and I'll just tail him, right, Mike?
That's best you just do that and not try to apply any insight on that at all. I'm looking for Tony. Tony, parlay time, brother. What did you cook up? Drop it in the chat. Let us know. For those who don't know, Tony has been on fire with those parlays that he has given us. Obviously, the two times he did, he was on the show, so we don't want to jinx him, but we're gonna look and see what he's got.
Well, he's 4-2-1 in spring training again today. Randall,
Nice.
he's going crazy on this stuff.
Spring training, man.
Spring training, I know.
That regular baseball.
He's on fire.
Oh, so he's got a plus 330 parlay. Arizona money line, Wisconsin first half money line.
Okay. Arizona. Yeah, there you go, Randall. What do you think?
Oh, we talking college hoops?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I mean, Arizona has UCLA on deck. I can get behind that I could probably get behind both of those. I mean, the only thing I don't like about Arizona is they've got UCLA on deck. USC's probably in the tournament, so it's a pretty meaningless game. I do kind of like Wisconsin first half money line. I mean, if they come out, I mean, it's probably a strong first half. Not a bad play. I mean, if I were looking here at some other games,
plus 330.
This slate, it's just horrible. I don't know. I mean, I don't dislike it. I do like Arizona to win, and I actually kind of like Wisconsin to cover potentially. And I think if that happens, Wisconsin's probably got to win the first half. So
right, yeah. I'm jumping on it. Let's do it for sure. All right, Mike. Speaking of parlays, what did yours do last night?
Carolina got us. They did not come through, and that was actually I loved the Hurricanes last night, but they went into Vegas and they ended up losing 3-2. So
you didn't ask me last night, okay? But I was on Vegas. I'm just saying.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
All right. Well, I mean, let's jump into what I got tonight. Not a whole lot to choose from, Bob. So let's jump into what I've got tonight.
All right.
I'm going to take the Panthers on the puck line. I know it can seem a little risky, but Nashville, they just got rid of everybody, man. I mean, they became sellers. I did not expect that. I expected Nashville to maybe try to stay the course and compete, but they were big-time sellers. Ryan Johansson's out. So it seems to me like Nashville's kind of given up on the season, Bob.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of teams doing that.
Yeah, and it's in Florida. They're a much better team at home than they are on the road. And I think that with their offense, they can cover this puck line against a Nashville team who just became sellers and have given up. And then I'll add Tampa Bay on the money line tonight. They just lost to Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh 7-3. Then they turned around and lost to the Panthers. Look, Pittsburgh's 2-5 in their last 7 in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay 22-5-3 at home. And get this, Tampa Bay hasn't lost 2 in a row at home all season. So if they lost to Pittsburgh tonight, it'd be the first time they've lost 2 in a row at home. I don't see that happening. They're going to have revenge on their minds against Pittsburgh. They take pride in protecting that home ice, and I think that Tampa Bay gets the job done.
Very good. Ben tailed my Vegas pick last night, Mike.
I mean, that's a great pick. I mean, I can't lie. I mean, there was incredible value on them on the money line at home where they are pretty solid. And Vegas, I like Vegas. I told you at the end of last season, I think Vegas has got a legit shot at getting back to the Stanley Cup Finals. I think it's wide open in the West. And they match up with Colorado better than anybody because they bounce them every time.
Wow, they're going to dominate tonight. Listen to this play. Nashville first period money line. Do you like that?
That was a positive EV play earlier. I do. I mean, I think you could roll with that. Florida does typically start out a little sluggish at times, even though they are at home tonight. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with jumping on a play like that.
Listen to this. Jonathan, spring training is a wonderful value. Keep pairing two underdogs that are quality teams. Today was Braves Rangers, and I'm 4 times my money. I only need to be 25% correct, and I've been about 40 to 60. Wow, that's pretty good. Now, but let's talk about the Bruins getting Todd Bertuzzi. And the Rangers, we know, got Patrick Kane, but Boston also got Dmitry Orlov from Washington, Mike. I mean, the Capitals have given up too.
Yeah, they became sellers too. And I mean, this time of year, it seems like teams like that, you're wondering, what are you doing? But I mean, they know more about what's going on within their organization than we do. And team like Boston and the Rangers are loading up.
But, the one thing that I'm going to say here in defense of Doug Armstrong and the Blues, he got out in front of all this, and he actually wound up getting better value than some of these other guys have gotten. I don't think Patrick Kane, they didn't get crap for him. It could turn into a first-round pick, but it's not like, I mean, they're getting a first-round pick with Tarasenko because the Rangers are making the playoffs, Randall, let's unmute you here. How did you get muted?
I muted myself.
Okay. Well, I want to talk to you for a second here.
Gordon had a comment up there we need to go back to.
What is it?
Wisconsin. No, that's not it.
This one.
There we go. Yeah. So actually, my buddy, interestingly enough, messaged me last night and had me guess this line because I hadn't yet looked. And I said I think that the line should be Purdue minus 4.5. I mean, I think this line is pretty spot on. I think the only thing I don't like about Wisconsin here is, I mean, they need a win, obviously. I think they're one of the last teams in. But Purdue's not been playing well, and I mean, Purdue needs a win too to kind of lock up that 1 seed. So I'm not getting involved in this game. Wisconsin they are not a good team in my opinion. They had the game 1 at Michigan, and then they go to overtime and just get absolutely drilled. It's a big game for Purdue. They need it to stay on the 1 line. I think if they lose this game, they're probably off the 1 line, no matter what happens in the Big Ten tournament. I mean, I guess if they win the Big Ten tournament, they're probably back in it. But it's a big game for both teams. I think the line is spot on. So I'm not touching this game. I hate this Wisconsin team too. I took them at home against Michigan a few weeks back whenever I was in Indy, and it was a full sweat. So
there you go. All right. And by the way, you know what we're doing Saturday? You already made a commitment to this. We're getting on and doing a little college basketball Saturday morning. Mike, he's backing up the Brinks truck Saturday.
There's some Brinks truck plays.
I'm ready.
Saturday. I've got 4 or 5 circled right now.
But I want to get to something else here with you, Randall. Okay. And Patrick Kane now is on the Rangers. Let me ask you, okay? Eastern Conference is loaded. Are you back on the Rangers again this year? Okay? Or are you getting off the bandwagon?
No, I'm off of it. I'm off the Rangers, man. I'll find a new NHL team. Just Saturday morning. We'll give people a reason to tune in. I'll give you my NHL pick on Saturday morning. How about that?
But they just got Tarasenko and Patrick Kane. Patrick Kane's a Hall of Famer. I mean, come on.
Bob, you're naming these guys that I don't have a clue about, man. Like, that'd be like me telling you, start rattling off some college basketball players. You'd be confused. I got no clue what you're talking about, man.
I'll just give it to you straight, okay? Tarasenko won a cup. Patrick Kane won 3 cups and actually scored the game-winning goal, the cup-winning goal in one of those cups. We're talking an elite player, one of the best Chicago's ever had, and now he's on the Rangers. The Rangers right now, in my opinion, Mike, tell me whether you agree with me, are a better team than the team that you jumped on last year.
Oh, I'd say they're better than the Rangers from last year.
Sure, yeah. I mean,
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why you jumping on?
Obvious over here, my goodness, Bob. Of course, they were better than they were last year before they got Tarasenko and Patrick Kane and made those moves. They were already.
They weren't.
They were. The Rangers were not as good last year as they are this year. This time last year, we were not thinking the Rangers were necessarily a cup contender. Even before these trades, the Rangers were still considered a cup contender. I mean, that experience they got last year went a long ways for them.
Let's go to your team, Mike, Vegas, that you've been all over. You know, Jonathan Quick is going to be going to Vegas. You know, LA traded into Columbus. Now he's going to Vegas. That changes things because that is the weak point of the Vegas Golden Knights, goaltending.
Sure. Yeah, so I like it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Ben said he's retiring on Saturday.
Yeah, I know.
He's dangerous.
Randall on the Brinks. Yeah. Well, I hope so because I'm betting my whole bankroll's going on whatever play you got.
I got multiple plays.
Oh shit, man. I mean, darn.
Yeah, you got to save a little bit. You got to save a little bit for, a couple of trips with the truck. I mean, you're going to load up for one, then you're going to have to go, unload and then go back and load back up, Bob.
I'll tell you one just to give you here, and I need the issue with me now heading into these college games is I usually like to pick these games well in advance, but this week especially, I got to see the lines. I'm telling you, Alabama at A&M on Saturday is a very intriguing matchup. Bama, they've locked up. I mean, they're regular season SEC champs. I think Texas A&M wants to prove something, and I absolutely love Buzz Williams. So I'm very curious to see this line. So that's one game I'm looking at.
Do you see that save? I made a glove save on the curse word. You see that was good, wasn't it? All right, look, Jordan's got a Kendrick Davis of Memphis tonight over 31.5 PRA at SMU minus 105 on DK. Anybody got an opinion on that?
I thought he was going to say Antoine Davis. I'd take his over. Does he have a line?
I don't think so.
They're not putting up a line for Detroit and Youngstown State, huh? On player props?
I'm not sure. All right, Mike, you're a positive EV guy. Randall, are you sticking around?
No, I'm going to get out of here. I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of people waiting. It's all just piling up, man.
Okay, man. But you know what? You know why, don't you? It's all this good content. We're bringing them all to you.
I'll tell you, I'm not disagreeing. Real quick though, let me look at this because I'm curious to see what these ratings have for A&M. So it looks like Bama in the range of -3 on Saturday. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. I think Arkansas, Kentucky is another intriguing matchup. I'll tell you the most intriguing, and it wasn't before last night. Well, I guess it was a little bit because we've got some revenge here. Tennessee and Auburn. Did you see Ziegler tore his ACL last night? And if you remember that Auburn-Tennessee game from, what was it, a couple of weeks ago? Or I guess it was about a month ago. Tennessee won that game 46-43. Super low scoring. Auburn shot the 3 at the buzzer, and they didn't call the foul. Bruce Pearl, of course, lost his mind as he always does. But now no Ziegler on Saturday, so I'll be very curious to see what happens or see what that line is and what that opens up. But there's bring your keys with you, bring your trucks. I mean, whatever you got, Bob, on Saturday.
And Scotty said it best. He said it best. It's BWYWTW.
Can we need some shirts with that across the back?
Yeah, we do.
Maybe my face on the front, Bob, and that on the back. What do you think? Would you wear that?
Well, I would. First off, why do you think anybody wants a shirt with your face on it?
I mean, I bet Scotty'd wear one. Ask him. We'll wait for his response.
I know Scott would, but I mean, he's.
I'd make Thackeray. Wear one too. I bet when I wanted to win on the Arsenal over, and I'm still.
Come on, man. He's a Minnesota. I mean, Scotty's a Minnesota Gophers fan. I mean, come on.
You should have Bob drinking the Bud Light. Wow. I will say this, Jordan. I wish I would have tailed your play last night, Xavier. That was a good call, knocking off Providence in Providence. Yeah. That streak came to an end for them. I wish I would have jumped on that because I looked and saw that score and I thought, oh my goodness, they were up.
I would have tailed it, but Randall's ripped him so much that.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I don't think the matchups are going to change in the Big East tournament. It's not first round. It's first round for these two teams, Creighton and Connecticut, in the Big East to start that off. It'll be a second round game. It's going to be one heck of a matchup. So I think I'd like to find. Do they have Big East odds out yet, Bob? Well, no, they probably don't because the seeding hasn't been determined. But I'd be very curious to see a future. If you check DraftKings, they have them for a lot of the conference tournaments. But I would be very curious to see. They don't have Big East up yet, but I'd be very curious to see what they make UConn in that. I'm gonna ride UConn into the ground.
All right, Kenny Williams says hockey, please. Hey, I already got. Oh my goodness, where'd you go, Randall? Huh? You left me.
Left you, bro.
That was a quick exit stage left. All right, Mike, let's get some positive EV going.
Let's do it. Let's jump right into it here. Let's share the screen and let's go see what's out here. Kenneth, we'll see if we can find some hockey plays out here, right now. So let's jump right into it. And I'll see if we can find anything. There's a couple of NBA plays. Okay. Tage Thompson over 3.5 player shots on goal looks tremendous right now. Plus 100. Anytime you can get Tage Thompson on an over shots on goal for plus money, jump on it. Let's just talk about real quick before I go hit it. Well, actually, let me hit it first, and let's talk about the math behind this play. It's plus 100, right? But looks like every book besides where we're getting the plus 100 at Barstool and Bet Rivers, which those two books have the same odds company, so their lines are the same. So it's kind of like comparing it. I mean, even though it is two different sports books, it's the same data point. So you look at Pinnacle, they've got this evenly priced. FanDuel's got it evenly priced. PointsBet's got it evenly priced. And BetMGM has it evenly priced. Nowhere is going to offer you plus odds on Tage Thompson over 3.5 player shots on goal. You'd have to be on something, right?
Exactly. Hey, by the way, can I add that to the prize picks?
What?
Tage Thompson.
No. We got more for prize picks. We'll do prize picks next. You're getting ahead of yourself.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're getting way ahead of yourself.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I apologize.
Yeah, you should. You should be sorry. You should be sorry. All right, let's just go to our filters and let's just do NHL since we're wanting to find some hockey plays anyway. Let's see what's actually just out here in the NHL. We showed you the Tage Thompson play. Chicago over 2.5 team total plus 116. This one's a little dicey. pretty decent value, but I got to be honest, I'll stay away from this one. I don't really like the value as much. It's okay. I do. And look, I know you're thinking, well, why are you taking a minus 125 play and passing up a plus 116 play? Well, minus 125, and most books have this price minus 150 or minus 140 range. So it's Jason Robertson over 3.5 player shots on goal. You got to jump on that. So I will throw a full unit on that one. Honestly, I like that bet a lot. So those are 2 player shots on goal props that we got. Here's the first period money line play that somebody shared and was talking about plus 150. Not bad value. It's, I mean, not as good a value. And again, maybe this might have been better value earlier. As of right now, that's okay. I'll skip on it now, though. That's just me personally. I'm going to skip that one. And I think we'll look at the Blackhawks over 2.5 team total, and I think we'll put a quarter of a unit on it because it is plus 116, and we do want to take those plus odds. So
5-3 stars tonight.
I mean, I think Dallas will score a decent amount too. So yeah, we'll roll with it. I mean,
I gotta get this comment.
Rupe Hintz on his over 2.5 shots on goal isn't bad.
No, that's a good one.
Minus 114. I'll take that one too for a half a unit.
I got it. Bob does a great hockey video, great value. I just want to throw that out there. That was a comment.
Oh yeah, of course you did.
Not one to brag or anything.
Okay, there, buddy. Okay. All right, let's do prize picks, eh?
Hey, all right. Anthony says OddsJam has been awesome since joining LFG, and Kenneth was driving home from work, and he said thanks, Mike. So way to go, way to take care of our viewers and listeners. Absolutely. I definitely like definitely like Robertson and Thompson on their overshots on goal for sure. Love both of those plays. Worth jumping on both of them. So let's roll with a prize picks entry. Bob, you ready? I'm ready.
All right. This one does look pretty good. And Bob, this is where you're going to come in because I think, is it Bouvier? Yeah, you try that one.
What, Anthony Bavalier?
It's Bavalier. Okay. Gosh, you're good, man.
I know.
You speak very fluently compared to me. Yeah, add his under 2.5 shots on goal.
Now if I could just, there it is. Under, you said?
Is under, yeah.
Okay, got it.
I'm taking some swigs of my Dr. Pepper here. Let's look at Luka over 31.5 points. Yeah, I love that one for an entry. I say we add that one.
Okay. Over 31.5. Got it.
Let's look at Pedersen on under 3.5 shots on goal. Not bad. We'll roll with Pedersen on an under 3.5. I mean,
maybe not. Hang on.
Why?
There it is. There it is. No, I got it. I found it.
All right, cool.
I got it. We're going under 3.5. There you go. We got it.
Yeah, let's roll with that. That's 3. Let's look at Miles Turner here. Under 9.5 rebounds. I'll jump on that one.
Man, you're making me move here. What was that? What was that again?
Miles Turner under 9.5 rebounds, minus 153 on Pinnacle. You can see what a lot of the books price that at. Not bad. So that gives us what, 4?
That's 4.
Let's look at the Jordan Poole. Looks like there's potential on his over and his under. Maybe some ARB opportunity here. But we're going to take over 4.5 assists on this line. We're going to take the over. If you're wanting to straight bet it, there is unbelievable value on FanDuel for his under 4.5 assists at plus 128. So I know that's kind of contradicting itself, but we're going with the over on Prize Picks.
Okay, over. All right. Let me make sure I got everything here. Poole over, Turner under rebounds, Pedersen under shots, Luka over points, Bevalier under shots, right?
Yep.
All
Turner
right.
under rebounds, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turner under rebounds, yes. All right, let me hit it.
Yep. That's
And
what we're
I
rolling
will
with on
share
Prize
my
Picks.
I'm going to share my screen here. Hang on a second. I'm excited. Here we go. I don't know if Sneak Peek League stuck around or not, but we got one. You can watch the replay. All right. Anthony Bavalian, under 2.5 player shots on goal. Luka, over 31.5 points. Pedersen, under 3.5 player shots on goal. Miles Turner, under 9.5 rebounds. And Jordan Poole, over 4.5 assists. There you go. That is a Prize Picks 5-pick flex. Did I say it right?
You got it. And that is hopefully an absolute banger tonight. I hope so.
Bob on the NHL and Mike on the NBA video every day. Great stuff.
Appreciate you, Tony.
And, oh, my goodness, negative correlation with 2 less. And look who's here. Woo!
Ari Jabari's in the building. A banger ticket right there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Do it. Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Let's roll with it. Yes. I think we got some winners tonight, y'all. I think we got some winners tonight.
Let's do it. Thanks, guys.
Hey, NHL, I'm going with the Panthers on the puck line tonight, and I'm going with Tampa Bay on the money line.
All right. Thanks, Anthony, Barry, Tony, Kenneth, Jonathan, Jordan, Scotty, Jacob. Did I say Jordan? Stephen Batson.
Jacob.
My goodness.
Scotty,
Jacob got him already. Jonathan, Ben. Yeah, everybody. Randall. Everybody. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
I'm tailing,
That's right.
Tony.
We're up over a grand. Woo!